Hi, everyone. Welcome to your live pick a card reading. So, today we're going to ask if they truly love you. And the they you pick can be any they that you want. It can be an ex, it can be a current lover, it can be someone that you have a crush on. So, obviously, there's a lot of potential reasons why you might be coming to me with this question today. But the first thing I want to go over is that a lot of people might say that if you have to ask how someone feels, if you have to ask whether or not someone loves you, or if they're not talking to you or something like that, or they're not acting the way that makes you happy, then people might misread the situation at times, and they might want to say, obviously, they don't love you, because if they did love you, they would be doing X, Y, and Z. And I'm here to tell you that that's not necessarily true. And there's a lot of reasons and a lot of potential miscommunications that could be happening and why you're answering this question. Another thing I want to remind you is that we are all connected to the same universal power. And that universal power, to me, is love. And love is what created us. And love is something that we wouldn't be able to exist without. It is extremely important. So we're all connected to the same source of love. So even if you're asking about someone today who isn't able to act appropriately, or maybe they're not healthy for you, if any of those toxic things are playing out in your life right now, I want you to know, before we address this question, I want you to know that you are loved, okay? Remind yourself that right now. You are loved. That is the truth of the matter. You are loved, and right now we're just coming to understand how this person you are asking about today plays out in that. And if they're able to share that expression of the connection with the universal love between the two of you, or maybe they're not able to express it for some reason. And we're just going to try to guide you in the best direction possible. So we have 6 piles here. I already posted some still images of the cards on my Facebook, both in my group and on my page. So if you need a still image, you can go ahead and use that. This up here is card number 1, and then we have card number 2 and 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I'll give you a little minute here to look over those. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and get started with pile number 1. All right, so we see here that they're communicating with you in a way that makes you feel that your needs are not being met right now. And you're really feeling like a sense of starvation with them. They're kind of keeping you hungry for more, and might feel like you're eating off of those little breadcrumbs of love that you get here and there. And like emotionally for you right now, their actions are not making you feel loved. They are making you feel like you really need more. So right now, this person is not meeting your needs. And what you expect from them is you want to see them work a little harder. You want to see them making plans for the future, because you're someone, you like to think ahead. You like to fantasize about what kind of future you can have with the love of your life. And right now, you're just not seeing them do it. And that's what you need right now. You need them to be talking about the future with you, but they're not doing it right now. So this is actually a fairly good sign here, because this is showing that their needs are actually similar to yours. They do see things from a bit of a practical mindset, where they're goal-oriented and where they have certain things that they know they want to accomplish in life, and they have a solid vision for the future. So they should, in theory, be able to do this for you. I'm getting like this very practical kind of earthy energy from the both of you. It doesn't necessarily mean you're both Virgos, Capricorns, or Tauruses. It doesn't necessarily mean that, but it does mean you're very practical in the way you think of things, and you're practical in the way that you think about the future. And you both have that in common. But right now they are feeling, so you're feeling insecure about the relationship in one way, because you're feeling like your needs aren't met. And they're feeling insecure about the relationship in a totally different way. What is going on for them is they feel like they're having to compete. They feel like they're having to defend their territory. And they feel like their own standing in your life is not stable, is not reliable. And they really want to be treated like a king. They want to be this King of Pentacles here, and they want everything to already be set in stone. And to some extent, it looks like you want the same thing. You want to be talking about the future. You want to be planning ahead. But right now, neither one of you are able to do that because you're both feeling a little bit insecure about the way that things are. So it might be that this person is under the impression that you have someone else in your life, someone else you're talking to, someone else you are interested in, and they're feeling like they have to compete. And because of that, they're not currently able to be as expressive of their affection towards you right now. All right, so I'm going to say that this does not look bad. It looks like this relationship does have potential, but we need to work through this insecurity on both ends so that you can both feel more stable, secure, and happy. Next, we're going to get going with pile number 2. All right, so this is a situation that has become very, very stressful. And what you feel like you need is basically for a decision to be made. And it might feel like there's too much else going on. You know, work is stressful, home life is stressful. There's a lot that is distracting you two from each other. And it's causing a huge burden on the possibility of a happy, loving relationship right now. So it's just too much stress, too much going on. And then you are basically needing to just figure out better time management right now. You both want to be able to feel like you are the priority for one another, but right now it's not happening. There's some kind of issue with time that is going on here. And they might feel like they are, well, you might feel like they're acting out. First of all, you might feel like they're kind of acting out, like they're not acting the way they're supposed to. They're being kind of a menace. It might even seem like they're creating like petty problems and you don't really quite understand why. And this person is likely to have some type of, you know, 5th house, Scorpio, Leo energy that makes them really feel like they need you to fight for them. They need you to express your love for them. I can't remember what graphic series I normally did because I know I was talking about one of them recently. I don't remember what series I did. I probably posted on Facebook. But yeah, this person has that kind of energy where they need like a little bit of drama so that they can actually, you know, feel loved and feel like there's still passion in the relationship. And right now, their feelings are very turbulent. So you're not wrong for what you've been picking up on here and some of the worries that you've had about the relationship, things feeling like a little bit unstable, a little bit rocky. And it really just is because there's a time management issue right there. There's a lot of stress. You guys aren't making the appropriate amount of time for each other. And they're feeling like life is going in a direction where it's somewhat out of control. And they don't feel like they're able to just, you know, make this decision to make more time for you necessarily because they feel like they don't have control over things right now. So there's some kind of issue with this. For most people, this is going to have to do with work. It could have to do with things like chores or specific family situations, other distractions in life. And yeah, it basically just looks like you guys need to kind of hash things out with each other so that you can get the relationship back on track and you can be reminded that both of you still do actually care about each other. And it's really just an issue of time management right now. All right, next, we'll get going with pile number 3. All right. And the first thing I'm seeing here is this kind of indecisive state. And it's making you feel like you're not really safe with what's going on here. It's making you feel like your emotions, your time is in jeopardy. You don't want to be wasting your time with this person. You don't want to feel like you are being taken advantage of, or that your time's not being valued. So that's kind of a concern that you're having here. And this person is they just kind of act like they have all the time, all the opportunities in the world. And you're getting a sense that like they don't care if they waste your time. And that can be really offensive, like especially if you have Venus in Virgo like I do. I don't want to feel like someone doesn't care about whether or not they're wasting my time. My time is important to me. But this person, they are kind of high maintenance. And I know this might feel ironic right now. It might feel like a little bit annoying because it seems like they're just treating you like you're an option, but they're wanting to be treated like they're royalty. They're wanting to be totally spoiled by what is going on. And they have a little bit of a prove yourself to me mentality. So they might seem like they're a little bit full of themselves. Worst case scenario, they might even seem a little bit narcissistic. Let's hope that's not the actual case here. I'm not necessarily getting that from this card, but they are seeming like they are full of themselves, and they're over here like, oh, well, I have options. I can choose which direction I'm going to go. I can decide, whether or not I actually want to invest my time in you. And you're here, and you really need the love. You really need the affection just as much as they do. So it's a little bit unfair that they're kind of not giving the same thing that they expect, but there's a reason why they're acting this way. And it really does come from them. Like, even though they seem full of themselves, they don't have like a strong enough foundation. They don't have a strong enough sense of self-esteem. And like, it's, when we talk about having an empty cup in life, for them, it feels like their cup is very empty and they need someone else to come fill it for them. Like their cup just naturally feels emptier than everyone else's does. So that's part of the reason why this person is so high maintenance. Now, there is a lot of passion here. They are very interested in you, and they do want to be able to make things happen. They do want to have those romantic, steamy moments with you that they feel drawn to. But like I said, they're being high maintenance and you're being a little bit more practical about things, but still in a sense where you need them to choose you. So I feel like this is a Mexican standoff, so to speak. Like both parties are being a little bit stubborn, just in different ways. Your partner seems like they're being stubborn due to their need for ego gratification. You seem like you're being stubborn due to your need. It's more like practical needs, but you're just worried that your practical needs aren't going to actually be met. So my advice for you is maybe try to meet your own practical needs a little bit more so that you can feel more secure. But the bad news is you can't necessarily control what this other person is doing. If you're into doing magic, it might be a good idea to talk to a professional about what you could potentially do with this situation, with this person who has like this sort of naturally, almost infinitely empty cup, who needs more love and more gratification than the average person would. Another thing you could do is this is going to depend on their personality a lot, so be careful with this one. But try to figure out ways you can make them like feel good about themselves so that they won't be as insecure. Because I know it doesn't seem like they're insecure, but deep down, that is kind of what is actually going on here. All right, card number 4, or pile number 4. We have a few cards here. All right, so what is going on here is the Justice card, and then we have the 9 of Swords. So this is a really weird one. I'm not even going to say it till we look at the other cards. Okay, and then we have the World, right? And then we have the King of Cups. Oh my goodness. So I feel like you are actually dealing with someone who really wants the end all be all in a relationship. You're dealing with someone who wants a lifelong pairing. You're dealing with someone who likely wants to like settle down, have a family, or at least have like a warm, cozy home, whatever having a family really means to them. For some of these people, it might just be like having a cat or just having like one partner in a comfortable home. But you're dealing with someone who really wants to be able to settle down, and they're looking for someone who is their end all be all. But they might be taking things a little bit too fast for you, and that's, that can be alarming. And you feel like right now this is a time to just kind of panic. This is a time to be worried. This is a time to be skeptical. It seems like this is just happening too soon. It seems like it's coming across as being a little bit too quick, and you're not ready to take things to the next step. But this person over here, they feel like they've been waiting for this. And you would need to maybe do a different pick a card reading or book a reading with myself or someone else if you want to abandon me right now. Hopefully not. Sorry, I don't mean to guilt trip you, but yeah, you should, if you're going to get a reading, hello, I'm right here. Anyway, I'm just kidding. But yeah, whether or not they are being realistic, that's like a totally different question. But this person feels like they're ready for a relationship. Okay. And you might be right to be a little scared, to be a little skeptical. That's kind of beside the point here. But what's going on is you both are just moving at a different pace right now. They're ready to open up, they're ready to settle down, and you are just ready to like panic and isolate yourself and avoid them, basically. And part of the thing that's going on here is you are used to having other people do this to you. So you're wondering, why is this person not avoiding me? Why is this person like not trying to ghost me or something? So you might be like kind of in panic mode and you're like, oh, I need to avoid them. I need to like give them excuses as to why I'm not seeing them right now because I'm not ready for this to move so quickly. So it might be worth being brave and taking the leap here. That's up to you. Like I said, you're probably going to need to do a different reading of some sort in order to get a better answer on this. But that's just what's going on there. This person does seem like they have very strong feelings for you, but it might even be scary right now. All right, pile number 5. All right. So it looks like this person did something that upset you. And you're in a position where you're basically deciding whether or not you actually want to forgive them. So this person, they might have come across as being very cold, very harsh, a little bit of a jerk to you, kind of standoffish. And you basically are waiting to see what can they actually do to make things better. And what I'm getting from this is they are trying. They're trying to figure it out. They're trying to offer you that emotional energy that you need. They're trying to show you affection, and they're trying to figure out how to be more expressive. So I'm getting that this is probably someone, I recently did my moon sign series about how we express emotions and our emotional pacing. And this is someone who has a moon sign, like maybe Aquarius, Capricorn, something like that. Even moon in Libra could be like this, but they have something that makes them come across as a little bit cold, a little bit standoffish, and they're not as good at expressing their feelings. And it makes you feel like those feelings aren't even there. It makes you feel very offended by what's going on. But the reality of it is those feelings are there. They are there. This person just doesn't know how to essentially not be a jerk about it. This person doesn't know how to express it right now. So they're struggling. And like the hardest thing about this is they probably have not recognized the manner in which they're struggling. They're probably like even more confused than you are, because right now you're getting this insight from a reading and they don't even know. They don't know what they don't know. They don't know that they're being like emotionally feel the emotions in their heart, but expressing them in an appropriate way just is not happening. So they're kind of waiting for you to come around and to understand how they feel because they don't know how to show it. And I'm not seeing any action here where they're going out to figure out what they actually did wrong. I'm not seeing them taking any kind of class on how to express emotions or anything like that. Like nothing like that has occurred to this person at this time. They are actually kind of oblivious and they know that the emotions are there, but they're waiting for you to realize that the emotions are there. So this is potentially a long-term problem because you have someone who's not good at expressing emotions, who's like a little bit emotionally oblivious, and you're someone who needs that affection. You need them to express their emotions. So how are you guys going to bridge that gap? How are you guys going to overcome this hurdle? If you are interested in being with this person long term, then you need a solution to that. You need a way to bridge the gap between their emotional obliviousness and your need for them to actually express what is going on within them and in their heart. You need all that. So there's a lot of ways you could potentially solve that. I will say that that is the good news. Okay, we are almost done. We have card number 6 left. Okay. So this is someone who is trying to woo you. They are trying to be romantic with you. But you're, like, again, similar to that other card we had here, you're not really used to it. You are distrusting. You're scared. You're guarding your heart. And what they need is to be able to feel good about themselves. Like, they want a pat on the back. They're like, wow, I just did this grand romantic gesture. I just romanced my princess or my queen. And they really want to feel like proud of what they're doing. They really want the praise. They just want those good feelings about it. But right now they're in a phase where they're more so focused on trying to figure out how you feel. Like, it's kind of just like they're pressing buttons. They're trying different things to be romantic, and they're trying to get a little bit of a response out of you. Like, how do you actually feel about me? Is this actually going anywhere? Do you take me seriously at all? Like, because clearly you don't seem that impressed by them right now. You're not acting like you're very impressed. So they're kind of just wondering, like, do you see them as a clown? Do you take them seriously at all? Do you just think they're a clown? So they're wondering, and you're over here guarding your heart like a paranoid little person who has been hurt in the past. Yes, I know you've been hurt in the past. I know you have good reason for guarding your heart. But this person, they are trying to be romantic. They are trying to put the moves on you, and you're skeptical about it. Not necessarily saying you're wrong for being skeptical, but they are not getting the praise and the reassurance that they need. And right now, you've left them kind of in the dark, searching for answers, trying to figure out what is actually going on. So this, I think part of what's going on here is you are a fairly intuitive person. And that's why you decided to guard your heart. Why can't I say the word guard today? Guard your heart. So you did that kind of out of your own intuition, your own wisdom, and your own, like, pretty much rational decision here. But they're someone who likes to test the waters a little bit more. And I feel like to you, this behavior that they're partaking in, it's coming across as being kind of shallow, and it feels like it couldn't possibly be genuine. But that is just kind of the way this person does things. They want to see how it feels to be with you, to be on a romantic date with you. And they want to see, what can possibly come of it. So the fact that you're guarding your heart makes me think that you too feel that there is something that could come out of it. What you're guarding is those feelings in there. If there was nothing in there, you wouldn't be guarding it, right? So you do actually feel something for this person, and right now you don't feel safe expressing it. But yeah, they want to give it a try too. Like, really, you both want to give it a try, and they're being kind of bold, kind of daring, maybe even a little bit reckless about it. And they're operating in almost the opposite way of how you're operating as you're over here guarding your heart. So you're going to have to decide, is it worth taking the leap here? They don't necessarily know how they feel about you yet, so I can't give you a concrete answer on that. They're trying to figure things out, just as you are, but I think a better communication could help with this. You might need to just kind of be honest about where you're coming from right now and what's going on. And then I think once you're honest, you'll at least know whether or not there's real potential for a relationship or a continued relationship, or if it's someone you've already been with for a while. And obviously, if they're just a jerk about your feelings, then you have your answer. But it is a little scary to have to take that leap. So I get you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and read some comments really quick. Thank you, Tudor Rose Tarot, for joining me today. How do I say that? Ariane. Yes, you can get a reading. You can book a reading on my website. It's penny-astrology.com. I would love to be able to help you. And thank you so much for the nice comments, everyone. I really appreciate it. And I will see you again soon. Take care of yourself. Have a great week. Bye.